you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hearer of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
Man, this peace, I'm blessed by everybody's presence. You know, I know we live in a world that holds high people who educational, value.
You fell victim to that one.
Yes, I did.
And boy, was I hurt.
Yes, I did.
I was hurt.
Because I put someone's degree above what they've given me.
Right.
I didn't honor it, didn't value it.
I wasn't really hurt. I was more angry.
Right,
and dismayed. But we all make mistakes. But the mistake that he made, if you don't mind me telling
Go ahead, no.
It don't matter anyway. I'm telling it.
Go ahead. Here's Ahezaah. Yeah.
Was that he had his humility.
Yeah.
He had been a student for how many years? 11? About 11 years, sitting under me for 11 years. And he came into contact with a brother who wanted to come and sit with us. And the brother had all kinds of degrees, like my brother. See, I've been, you know how they say you've been prepared.
Right.
I've been in the field with people like that all the time. See, and at that particular time, maybe I've taken that for granted because you may have not. But when he came into the, presence of this person with all these degrees that he, could put on his wall, he shrunk.
Mm-hmm.
He shrunk. He wanted to do a duty for our community, and he shrunk in his duty. Mm-hmm. And I recognized it immediately that he looked at the degrees, that he was still caught up with the malady of the world, the sickness of the world. And he shrunk as though this man had greater information and was greater in the sight of the Lord, was greater in the world than he himself. When we are all, no matter what we have, equal. They say man was created equal and then they reach their levels. Bull. Man was created equal and man stays equal. I'm equal with an ant. I'm equal with the atmosphere. I'm equal with a grain of sand. Why? Because I am equally dependent upon the creator for survival, the creator for existence, the creator for essence, the creator for everything. I can't think of anything that I'm independent of the creator on or anything else. Therefore, we are all equal, not just created, but nurtured and living through our lives equal. If somebody can become greater in that, then show me, because before Allah annihilate him, before Ahezaah annihilate him, because the Lord told me if it found something so small that you could not see it, hardly see it with a magnifying glass in the furthest reaches of the universes, that it would kill it, because that would mean there's another Lord.
Right.
And it can't be two, because that would be conflict. That Lord would have equal power to the one. And they could not exist together because what? Take two people and put them in one room and they'd give them a decision to make, and they'll many times go against one another. And then there's dissension.
Yeah.
We given the two sides of life and everything as a trial to bring those two sides together as one. Or we given many sides to things as a trial to bring those many sides of our lives together as one. Ahezaah, the Creator, gives us many things, two or more of many things.
Right.
But it gives us one heart. One of the most important elements in us. And it said, purify it, because that's where its throne is at.
Right.
It seats its throne there. It don't. A lot of people think it seats its throne in their mind, think that they God. It ain't going up in there with all those individuals in your brain. You got a whole community up there, man. Sending out messages to all parts of your body. A brother in martial arts told me one day, he said, man, you could kill he said, I witnessed this. You can kill the brain of a man and that man still be alive. Kick it. Said, you kill that heart, boom, everything's shut down. Huh? I said, wow. Go ahead. You know? How you doing, Holy Queen Mother? Man, you have to visit anybody's presence.
Yeah.
Oh, my jacket fell. Yeah. It's okay. Floor's clean. But I came late to the other meeting, other show, and I didn't come in. I should have act like you do, you know. Hey, I'm here, y'all. But I helped you out today. You want to sit over here? Helped her out today so she don't bust in on us, have us all blasted. You know what I mean? And she be getting us, right? So where are we?
You finished telling the story about the degrees, fell into the degrees and everything.
Oh yeah. And yeah, Idris, he had shrunk on this, bro. But we straightened that out. I just admonished him, told him how disappointed I was. You know, with all the information he have, how dare he shrink? You know, do you trust Allah? Do you believe Allah? Do you believe this information? Haven't it been working for you? You know, what have I ever given you that was wrong? What have I given you that's failed? How could you stand in the face of anyone and shrink if you representing the great one? I'm not going to shrink. I don't care what. You know, I remember this guy who was deep into mysticism, man, supposedly. He told me one day he would tell me some things that would put me in the hospital. Remember that movie? I couldn't stop laughing. It was like I was standing up there with Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle. I mean, the whole genre of them. There was this. They all telling me jokes when he said that. You know, Allah just made me laugh so hard, and Allah was like tickling me inside. Listen at this fool, you know. And I done told this man that, you know, my experiences. I done been to the light of Christ. I done been to the throne of Allah numerous times. I done been here. I done been there. Allah showed me this. Allah is with me. Blah, 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 blah. I'll tell you something that'll put you in the hospital. You know? I'm like, what is this guy talking about? And he was serious. Because he had personalized his information. And he was using his information to control people, to command people that had less awareness and knowledge than him. He took his Islamic or his mystic degrees and used them like he was empowered to use them for his own purpose. Huh? But then he told me, and he was 13 years my senior. And he told me, he said, I never had anybody talk to me like that. And I was like the way I was talking to him, and I wasn't trying to impress him. I was trying to help him. But I couldn't cower under him. I don't care if he was 5,000 years old. 5,000 years old don't mean you are near to Ahezaah in clarity and certainty and faith than I am. It don't mean that you are more loved by it and brought into a personal awareness greater than what it has given me. Because, you know, even when I was a child, I used to look at the elderly and I say, wow, how they still stupid? And I thought it was just something that was like, you know, something that happened in the projects. I grow up and I'm all over the place. Some of them stupidest people is the most intellectual suburbanites, people with the highest degrees running the country. Stupid. Look how they're destroying the world. Stupid. Intelligence don't mean smart. Intelligence means a gathering or a collection or a possession of information. We think he works for the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency. He's smart. He works, I mean, intelligence is just information. It don't say wisdom.
Right. Ahezaah
And they know it. You notice they don't say Central Wisdom
No, they don't.
Agency. They never use that, do they? Because they know what wisdom is. They know they ain't got it. Central Wisdom Agency. I works for the Central Wisdom.
Ahezaah's son. You said Central Intelligence, right? The guy, like, and they gave me a thought. He the janitor. The Central, he the janitor though. You know, but I know what it give you of the wisdom and what you manifest and bring forth. You know, from the side that you showing me being with you, how you've taken many people that have had degrees I've seen that you've been around,
Yeah.
and how they be like,
Yeah, because this
Wait.
what I have is divine.
they don't see no library or anything and behind you. I say, well, he.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, they don't see the library and the Congress with you here.
Was you one who came looking for my library?
No,
Was you?
I never came with the library now.
You was told by somebody
He
who
said
came
about
looking
somebody,
for it.
yeah.
I got a library, all right. I go into it every now and then. I'm taken into it. Come into the library, you know. And I go in there, I get scared. There's so much information in that. Let me out. I don't need to know all this right now.
You know, I shared with the people before the show started how from the reading the Quran, you know, not I used to reading the words of it, and upon meeting you, how as we conversated back when you lived on another address in the basement
In Newark.
in Newark, yeah.
Yeah.
And how as you spoke the Quran without paraphrasing, but
Yeah.
I used to close the book in my mind, sit there. This
Yeah.
is it. I
Yeah.
mean, he's saying everything that I've read, but you would come with so much the weight of it. I'm like the anvil dropping, like
Yeah.
you know. And I said, man, you know, and from the mind of you all that he's giving you, you know, it was
Some of my experiences in first meeting you, Lord Holy-Apostle Deen. I had one of the preparations that I had encountered was reading what you call Sufi stories, accounts of Sufi stories, like that. And initially, I didn't particularly care for them, but they grew on me, and the wisdom. And in other words, generally the you were looking for something that you thought you would see, but it was something else that was shown. And in my experience, too, was how you manifested. You know, it was manifested through you, the living embodiment of these stories, which had came from ancient men of spirituality and the like like that. And you did so in today's language of the street corner and it's clear. And and then that aspect was the one that was at that time the surprise to me, because I expected Qadir Jilani and those. Yeah, why he's not saying "Be thou art
Ain't Abdul
that's set him up, man. Setting me up for failure, yeah.
the red pit."
The infamous one, huh?
You expected me to be sitting up with my chest out, huh? I was laughing at him, man. The way he came through my door, man. The way he was looking and some things he said. I said, "Dang, I missed the opportunity." Because if Allah would have only let me knew, I could have got up on my corner bracket, my shelf, got a sheet, and been sitting up there like I was levitating in the air. Man. He'd have ran up the street.
Thank God he hates you so much.
I would have did it. I would have did it, man. Just to see the look on his face. If I'd only knew what he came in there looking for.
I drove down there, bro. I would have ran past the car. I would have left. Follow me in.
He left with the shoes. No, he didn't leave with the shoes. Look at
your story today.
Okay, I got you.
But the beauty of that is that first of all, what you were saying about the Sufis and what have you, and they wrote from their experiences and their times, but Allah is of all times, and Ahezaah gave you what you needed from me in regards to you from the city, from the street corners that I've been from. You know the language. You realize, wait a minute, this guy ain't putting on no front. He talking street and he's talking wisdom. Wait a minute,
Right.
and that's what you needed. because, like I said earlier in the show, before the show, I was talking about how people set themselves up to live a life that they can't live, that they don't really believe themselves. So why set that up as your religion, knowing that you don't believe it, therefore you're going to have trouble with it. Just like people talking about Jesus was always at peace. They don't believe that. When they know that the story about Jesus going to war against the Jews in the marketplace, so therefore they set themselves up for disbelief. You know what I'm saying? And the same with Idris, when he came, he was full of information, biblical information, and I love that about him. Not wisdom, not knowing, but information that he had deciphered and he could repeat. And what he needed was an understanding about what he knew. And he had the same thing, feeling for the Holy Quran. So when Ahezaah spoke through me to him, it just put things together for him. He was like, whoa, 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 because that's what he needed. See, that's why I say humility. I would never take claim of anything because I didn't know what you needed. Like I said, if I knew what you had in your mind coming, I'd have been right there in the lotus position, taking you out, man. Just as a joke. I'd have fun with that one, boy. Because I like laughter. I like jokes, But I already told you that, right? I'd have took you out. But Ahezaah, it gives you what you need. But the thing about it is most people don't have humility. Most people are cursed with their own ego. And when you tell them something, they get angry. That's why you have few students of wise men. Because a wise man, meaning divinely guided man, is not going to make curves for you.
Yeah.
It's not going to pull no punches for you. The Lord going to speak through it. And the wise man is not going to have control of what the Lord bring to you. Now, you angry with the Lord or you angry with the messenger, you want to curse him or you want to deceive him, you want to go away and I hate this motherfucker, then you do harm to yourself. And that's why there's only few people that can sit with the messengers. Because, if you're not full of humility and ready for truth and wanting truth for real, and it's almost like a perversion. I know I'm wrong. I need to be spanked. Spank me. Oh, Lord, bless me to take this spanking, keep my mind clear so I could gain this lesson. I don't have to be spanked again. How many people were ready to be, take the trials of the path of the way? Most everybody that get on the path of the way, when the devil come approach them in different ways and offer them a choice, they take the devil's choice and keep falling off the path and coming back. I don't know. I'm a dumb, I done did it again. Yep. You're going to do it again until you find humility, until you stop trying to personalize this path and make it personally what you want it to be.
Yeah.
You got to stop. You can't personalize this. It's not yours to personalize.
Yeah.
And when you realize that, then you realize that the path is owned by Allah. The words is owned by Allah. The power, the force, may the force be with you, is owned by Allah.
Right.
When you realize those things and you surrender yourself to the force, and have faith, you beg the Lord to give you faith and strength and to hold you, not for you to have it yourself, to do it yourself. Because see, that's another mistake people do. Personalizing, oh Lord, give me faith, give me strength. Now, I got it. No, you ain't got it yourself because you don't own it. You don't control it. You don't master it. And when you think you got yourself, the owner of it, take it away, then what you got? I used to have it. And you don't have it, so everything is owned by the Lord Most High, by the Creator. Even the Lord Most High is owned by El,
Right.
because El says to me that it created the Lord of the throne for people to relate to it. That's why, and some Muslims might say, how you keep saying you gonna say Allah was created? Well, if you go into the old scripture, it'll tell you that the Lord of the throne is made up of thrones. And thrones are angels. Huh? And many times you hear the expression of the throne in Christianity, or the older words, you hear thrones. Not throne, thrones. Lord of the thrones.
Right.
And they form the physical, they form the materialized being that's supposed to be, the Lord of the throne, which El is beyond that. The Lord itself is actually beyond that. It's just like the mind of me. Can you see it? No, you see my physical form, but you can't see me.
Right.
Huh? And you say, well, I know you in there. Do you know I'm in here? You don't know who's speaking to you in here. You say, well, that's you. Well, it's attributed to me. But what me are you talking about? Because if you go into the reality of humanity, you know that individually means individually broken up beings. Individualized being, inwardly divided. You have many consciousness, personalities. Huh? And one of the curses and damnation that some people get from being cursed by the Lord Most High is that they get confused and mixed up, and they can't control these different personalities, and all these personalities come out so boldly and want to take charge, and that's a curse.
Right.
They call it a sickness. Schizophrenia.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Something.
It's the truth. When I go to sleep, you say, are you there? He's sleeping. He there, but he's sleeping. How you know he's... That mind could be going somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Say, man, I thought he was asleep, but he died.
Yeah.
And then some people put the body in the grave and keep going back to the body year and after year and after year after year after year. Like that person there.
Yeah.
I think that people that go to the grave sites to worship at the grave site or to go there to talk to their people, I think that every one of them should get a surprise every now and then. I think the undertaker should take the bodies out and have them sitting up waiting for them and let them see just what they're going to talk to.
Last visit.
Right? No, they might join them.
Yeah. I change places.
And I know somebody might say, now how could he joke like that about the dead? Easy. Because the Lord says, do not worship at the grave. It said it through Muhammad and it said it through others. Do not worship at the grave. And what did the people of the devil do?
Go to worship.
Of the misguided religions. They go to worship at the grave, go talk there. You better hope that one that you so-called love ain't still there. Yeah. Think about it. Your mind there, your being there, your body stuck at that site, even if you ain't in the box.
Right. Yeah.
My brother, my father, a so-called guardian brother, my godmother, in the graves, the bones in the gravesite, remains in a gravesite that I have passed, I can't even count, maybe 1,000,000 times. On the street corner, in Newark,
right.
I'd ride past it, and I just ride past it. And I don't be like, oh yeah, my brother over there, my father over there, Chucky over there, this one over there. No, they ain't over there. That's why we paid money to put them remains.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what condition the remains is in, or if they're really still there. Somebody might have took them out and used the grave site for something else, for all I know. Or the grave, or the casket. I don't know. You know what people have been said to do. And you know human beings aren't that honest.
Yeah.
You know?
I know Brother Fat Kid made a statement on a previous show. We was talking about John the Baptist and how they thought that when they beheaded him, Allah said that he was already,
Yeah, before his head hit the ground, he was in paradise.
and they thought they had killed John.
Yeah, that's the way it is with all the messengers and all the people. See, you and I, we can't kill nothing. It appears that we kill it because it's done through our hands.
Right.
You know? But, you know, there's been cases where people get shot in the head, the bullet go hit the penetrate the head, go around. Bullets go into the chest and then make a sharp turn away from the heart.
Yeah.
Things of that nature. They say, how this happened? It's a miracle. But they don't be really publicizing it because people would question them.
Right.
The doctors who are scientists and what have you. You know? But the Lord does what it wills. It owns everything. The atmosphere, nothing. People might think a bullet traveled too fast for the Lord to direct it. You know, those are people with limited thinking.
Yeah.
This all belongs to the Lord. You know? And when the Lord said in the Holy Quran, don't think of my messengers as dead.
Right.
Think of them as being returned unto me.
Right.
You know? Now, if you just look at the word dead and associate that word with passing on into the next life, yes. But dead meaning the end, nothing's left, that's it, the mind's gone out of existence? No.
Right.
No. Because your heaven and your hell is in your mind. And when you pass on from this world, you're going to go in your mind. When you stand before the throne of Ahezaah, you're going to be there in your mind. When it sends you to paradise or hell or in between, you're going to be there in your mind. And in between is into perdition. It's in your mind. You suffer or you have peace in your mind. That's why man means mind. The hue of man is the essence of man. The of man is the breath of man.
Right.
The supreme existence, the highest existence of man is the Lord of the throne that man was created in the image of.
Yeah.
And El is the infinite man, the infinite mind, the eternal mind. Man. We call ourselves man in the language of other creatures. They might call themselves man too. But in their language.
Right.
Because they're minds too. Huh? You ever try to kill a gnat? And that gnat be like, whew, gotcha. Mind working. That wasn't just instinctive nature. That mind's working. We might not understand the level of that mind, but that's a mind up in there. They ain't trying to kill me. Let me go around here and bite him on the eye. You be like, oh, what the heck?
That's true, man. I seen roaches fake dead.
Oh, yeah.
Fake like they got them. And
I ain't seen no roaches. What roaches look like, though? You got roaches? Yeah.
I had roaches. There I had roaches.
Oh, yeah. You know, people don't be trying to act like they got no roaches on television, man. You know, I seen a Raid commercial and they got an ant and a spider getting killed, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got people, go to your jobs, man. You got some people, man, try to act like they never seen a roach in their life.
Yeah. That's true.
A roach? They don't be keeping it real.
No, they don't.
You know?
I laugh when I work at a particular hospital, man. They got trap shitter for mice. I said, look at this.
It's not there. Yeah, it's not there. Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
And that's everywhere. And they got some of the greatest poisons to kill the roaches. Keep them from existence. But they don't sell that to the average. No. You know, a lot of people kill themselves with it, but I wish I could get some of it. I leave a trail everywhere I go.
We been giving sign. Time to wrap it up.
Who of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly